Very much so welcome. I cannot wait to film this series. It is giving the exact vibes that I was hoping it would while I was scripting my outline and kind of like creating a format here for us on the Unhinged Book Society channel. So today we are talking about The Housemaid by Frieda McFadden. It was published in 2022, but it really took off on BookTok in 2024. It had a significant uptick in sales, leading to a major motion picture deal set to premiere in theaters in later 2025. The cast has already been selected, and it is chef's kiss. I cannot wait to see how Amanda Seyfried plays in this cast. So the spoiler-free premise is a broke ex-convict is looking for a job and gets it as being a live-in housemaid and nanny for a rich family. But the wife is severely unhinged. And just wait until you figure out what exactly happens. BookTok tells us that this is put downable. It is going to be an absolute banger, thrills all around with some plot twists you would never imagine coming. So does it actually live up to all of the hype, or are we all just kind of starving for some summertime drama? Let's go ahead and find out right now. If I can be honest, quick side note, I'm very surprised that this book doesn't actually have any formal accolades. It just went super viral and got the major motion picture deal. It was never chosen as like a top thriller, though it has sold millions of copies and has been in like the Amazon top books section. It doesn't actually have any accolades. It wasn't picked for Reese's Book Club or Reading with Jenna. It was never a book of the month. Again, just there's no formal award given to it, but it is such a good read. I'm shocked, and spoiler to the end, I guess I just kind of gave it away there. Going into it, if I can be honest, I truly wasn't expecting it to live up to the hype. I expected it to fall really flat. That is a common theme that I have noticed among viral books, which is why I started this series in the first place. I have read several that have gone super mega viral online, BookTok, BookTube, Bookstagram, okay, all the bookish things, and they just fall flat, and they just are disappointing. I love a good thriller. Specifically, domestic thrillers are my area of expertise, and if it has a little bit of spice in it, you can count me in. So that's exactly why I'm reading Next to Heaven by James Frey right now. This has some drama surrounding it, and I know that this is just the jacket, but I had to take the cover off while I was reading it, like around my kids, because I just don't need the questions. Okay. I just don't need the questions. I have 3 young kids. They're all going to ask me what the hell is going on with this cover. And I just don't have any parts of that conversation. So I took the cover off and I'm reading it, and she's going to be on trial here soon. Shocked though, as much content as I have seen surrounding The Housemaid, I actually did not expect any of what happened to unfold the way that it did. I didn't get any like no one spoiled it for me. It was just like, I was truly shocked when it came through. I really was, and I cannot explain that or emphasize that enough to you. I did not see it coming. Mainly online, people were saying that it was like a super page turner, and people were staying up all night just to read what happened and like could not stop reading it, and they were skimming through. I don't know if you guys do this, but I do this. Like if I'm reading and there's something really good going on, I have to physically block the rest of the page so I don't skip ahead. And I found myself doing that in nearly every chapter of this book. It was definitely a bingeable writing style. There were different points of view, but they weren't throughout the entire story. It kind of like went in these little blocks, which in my opinion made it even more thrilling to read, because some was like chronological, some was coming back. It just had so many different elements that I truly loved it. And that poor little baby girl. Okay, I felt so bad for the daughter and the wife. Now, once you kind of figure out what's going on, you start to feel really bad for her. So my opinion of her did change throughout this story. Originally, I was like, dang, she is an absolute mess. But then as things kind of unfold, I don't want to give it away, but As things unfold, I do feel like at the end of the book, I felt differently about her than I did throughout the story. The husband, I can't even say anything, can't even say anything at all. I thought it was going to go one way and it went the exact opposite. I thought I had it all figured out. I thought it was very much so predictable. And then it whooped me in the tail for even thinking so. Okay. There were definitely some tropes that were in here. We had the nanny trope, which plays out in certain ways, but also unexpectedly. We had the like woman of the house versus the hired help aspect going on, and that definitely played a major role until you figured out what was actually going on, and then it made a little bit more sense. There was just so many things happening, and the twist, like I'm telling you, at the end, it leaves on a huge cliffhanger where you have to read the second and presumably the third in the series, right? This is a 3-book series. So you have to read all 3 to get the full story. This story is settled within it, but then it leaves off in a different direction. I haven't read them. I do have the other 2. I just haven't read them yet. I need to bump them up to the top of my list. But I'm telling you, there are just so many really great ones out right now that I'm finding it hard to fit them all into my limited reading schedule. Twist is giving like unhinged Lifetime, but so much more than just like a typical Lifetime. I can't even explain it. I feel like without giving it away, but it was absolutely giving Lifetime movie energy. And like I said, it's just shocking to me, like how I didn't even see this coming at all. Now, presenting to you Exhibit C in our courtroom case here, we have the Goodreads jury. You know Goodreads always comes through. So I have a 1-star review and a 5-star review. Let's start with the 1-star review. It says, if you love plagiarism and an author who completely copies other thrillers and only makes very slight changes to her books to make them seem original, then read this book. It actually had 16 likes. I was kind of surprised. There was a book that kept getting mentioned in the 1-star reviews when I was like looking for a good one to set up here for the jury, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. You'll have to let me know. Have you read a book similar to this one? Do you agree with this person? Or do you agree with the 5-star jury review? Currently cherishing my hair. And if you know, you know. And if you don't know, go back through, read the book, and you'll know by the time you finish it. What is my verdict after presenting to you all of the evidence below and before? This book is absolutely unhinged, okay? It was messy. It was wild. There were red flags popping up left, right, and Enzo even. Like, who are you? I devoured it within 48 hours. It was like I could not stop reading it. It was giving such a popcorn thriller. I cannot wait to go see it on the big screen, and have told my husband that he absolutely must come with me as well. It's giving just truly, what did I just read in such the most sad and beautiful way. So congrats, Freida McFadden. This book is, in my opinion, worth the hype. Come back next week for a new case where we dive into First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston and decide together in the court of BookTok how it favors. See you then.